Now what's absolutely key is Woolridge, left-hand side of your screen. He's going to push so hard in that Veloce. Katie Mullington's got to beat him there. Hozas goes off the track to the right-hand side. Behind her, still looking at Woolridge, though, coming in and get there just alongside. Contact. Woolridge over the inside line, takes that camera out again, but somehow holds on to P2. So contact avoided.
Down there, though, so who makes it to turn point 3 first? All three are almost together.
Lyat Sands bullied Loeb offline off the start line. She's now getting bullied out of the way by Kevin Hansen. Great pass by him, but even better awareness to know that Loeb was out wide coming in. So you see Kevin Hansen to come down to the start of the Continental Traction Challenge. If he's out front here, he might use his hyperdrive, try and go for the time. And Loeb up the inside on the brakes into the mud hole. Lyat Sands going around the
slingshot through turn 3. I think they've just lost a little bit of ground there. They'll try and come through on the inside. It's gone wide, a little bit wide. No, recovered nicely. So your top 4 in place. So Alatia has that pole position. He has the clear vision in front of him, and he will try and scamper and get away from this car. It is Christopherson out there, and they are trying to find any way through. We've seen plenty of mistakes through the course of this weekend.
From the line, it's a great start by Vaby, who moves across on his teammate. And then into the lead is, I have no idea, because the liveries are all new and this is the first time we've seen them on track. Sideways, very sideways out in the wet. Contact in the background as well. JBXE in P3 with a little bit of damage to the back of the car. And he comes in behind Kevin Hansen and closes him down. In fact, looking up the inside line, he come back now round the left-hander. This is the tight section. They've put a chicane in up the hill. And the squeezes across, shuts the door. Molly Taylor's trying the extra line. Not going to get to the apex soon enough, though. On the exit, can she get inside the McLaren? She can't. And Arlen Kotlinski's gone around there for RXR as well. So Pastrana gets the whole shot. Arlen Kotlinski looks to the inside of the American, but isn't quite there. Great job then. Travis Pastrana gets the whole shot. Inoa hyperdrive off the line to get him into turn 1 first and shut the door. Didn't need the extra line. And where Taylor tried it, I guess KMS, unless they're letting Team Even through. Christopherson was on a go slow there. Team Even looking for a way through. So OC Baby trying to find a way past Johan Christopherson. I don't know if he made a mistake in the previous corner, but the gap was closed massively.
It's down to 0.8 of a second, just under. Baby now all over the back of Johan Christopherson.
I think it might be a drive problem. Look up the hill there, he's struggling as well. So Johan is struggling here for pace.
P2.
Header Hozos isn't far back either. 4.6 from the car in front. So it's about 10 seconds. The biggest gap is P1 to P2. And that's Carl Cox Motorsport still behind. Hard to see from that shot. Down now to the hairpin.
Team starred as well.
Oh, and another off! Another off at the end. Leading now with Hansen at the wheel. Johan Christopherson in right behind. But Michaela Arlen Kotlinski has gone with them as well. I didn't see if any of them used hyperdrive. I don't think they did. They're going to be saving that, Jenny, for passes down that back section. Really impressed with Arlen Kotlinski. She's going with 2 of the best rallycross drivers in the world here. These guys are so good. Christopherson coming in wide and then tight. Hansen might try and stall him up at the apex. Christopherson now full throttle on the...
It's feisty stuff from Molinaro.
Here comes Christopherson down now to the switch zone. Gutierrez, I would say that there's not a lot of difference between those two lines, but Molinaro has definitely closed that gap using the hyperdrive where she did. Just gets out in front, only just gets out in front of Excite. And I think Ollie Bennett's gone up the inside of Sebastian Loeb into the first. Sands the championship hopes will be over, but anything can happen. And Faust uses his Inoa hyperdrive now to try and extend that gap a little bit further.
So Axiona Sainz know exactly what they have to do. They have to catch the McLaren car and overtake it to stand a chance of keeping their championship hopes alive.
Oh, Faust just clips the rear left. That's those ruts we were looking at, Jenny. You saw the car bounce and almost go up on 2 wheels. He's got some serious pace there. He's looking up the inside on the jump. There is that jump. Can he go right outside? Flicks the car to that inside line. Kevin Hansen cuts through the grass and passes Baccarat just inside. That's a brilliant move. Baccarat coming back at him. Side by side, Andreas Baccarat takes the position back, but Kevin holds on round the outside line. These two have had a long rivalry. Oh no! Baccarat off the inside in the ditch for JBXE. Carnage!
That is
all that is going to see them go through to the final. There's another rear shot. That's Fraser McConlevin look up the inside of Hansen. Thought he was going to get that done. Timmy runs wide. Fraser's going to have to go the long way round. This is where Faust passed Ekstrom last year. Hansen, though, pushes him wide. He runs McConnell off the side of the track with a little bit of contact. Timmy holding on down the hill. Fraser McConnell is piling it on here, and that's allowing Molly Taylor to get on the back of this train.
MC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing Team hunting down the Abt Cooper XC team. Price versus Alatia.
She's gone round Jenny, so Sarah Price is facing the wrong way. Lance Woolridge going to come through. She's going to block the track.
Reverse.
Through the barriers on the inside. Woolridge, how did he make that work? He may have clipped the waypoint, but I don't.
Wow, Woolridge did a great job. He has such quick reactions. We've seen that demonstrated in Sardinia already. Look at Woolridge, just trying to close the gap. Hossas slips out to almost 5 seconds behind this lead too. Look, he's going to the inside. Can he get through? No, he can't. Once again, Katie slams the door shut. This is great onboard footage. You can just see the pressure that Andretti United.
Andretti or Tequila at the rear.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect start, was it, for RXR? Look at the bump up here, just kicking the rear of the car around, but a great start for Ian Veloce. Arlen Kotlinski looked like she was really trying to hang on to it as she came up to waypoint 1, and now she's got Munnings all over her. Katie Munnings needs to get through here as soon as she possibly can.
Visibility again is an issue for her as she comes through, but over the jump she...
She's passed from Timo Scheider. I think he's broken the steering. Scheider's car looks to me like the front right steering arm has been broken. Sands, so she gone round out front, or is it cut? No, it's yes, Scheider that's gone round. A car off to the side of the track in the background as well, avoiding action. So Laya Sands continues to lead. Timo Scheider made an attempt in the background. The Hansen car's gone off as well, and that is Patrick O'Donovan who's gone off to the side for the start machine. When she came into this championship, made such a huge impact because she was so fast and fierce. She's dropped it on the brakes. You were on board with her. The dirt in her screen just avoids being collected as well by the start machine of Amanda Sorensen coming in hot in the background. Look at it, the visibility's terrible for Clara. Now Molly Taylor uses the 400 kilowatts of power. Timmy Hansen, watch him. Andretti out to Keeler, going for the outside line. Tries to carry the speed. Lena Gade on the radio saying Gutierrez, he's outside. She blocks him, runs the car wide. Hansen goes up to the inside line now to cut back. Can he get on the exit power just a little bit earlier here? But Gutierrez gets sideways again. He is all over. He's nailed onto the back.
What was the issue there for Vaby? You didn't even see anything.
No, I thought he'd just run wide at first.
So did I. But no, and Kristoffersen now just trying to hold off Tommy Hallman as well in the JBX powered by Team Monaco machine.
Looks like even out, and there we go. Yeah, straight back pass, done.
Baby are out then, parked up on the side of this course here. We're coming up to the finish here for Andreas Baccarat, who takes the win.
And they are going to have to recover that. Here it is, look. So Fraser McConnell on the left-hand side. That's really strange.
What happened?
Oh, that's what I mean about the gullies. And this corner is going to be even quicker for Extreme H. Do you think it's just the dust? Look at this.
I guess.
Wow.
That's so...
Whole shot, the exit waypoint, 6 contact between JBXE there. Can't quite make the pass, and it's Andretti United who hold on to third.
Taylor, Munnings, they're really battling here, and I tell you what, Munnings is really keeping Taylor honest.
Kevin Hansen is back onto the back of Taylor and Munnings, so Kevin has really closed the gap down. Is anyone going to go for an alternate line? I think not on this lap. I think they'll take it. Absolutely brilliant by Sainz. Took that long load ray around the outside to turn 1. Thought he might get past. He had the great start anyway, but brave enough just to stay there. He knew he'd get good exit speed. Though everyone behind is him in the dark. Oh, in the background, massive crash. A huge crash. It's McLaren. So Tanner Faust has rolled out contention at the first time they made it into the final. It was Dusty. There he is. The American's okay. He's biting on the old sand. The screen's out. The left-hand side of the course. We think he used it on the exit, though. His door is wide open. That's a hell of a distraction. It really is.
He's trying to get it closed. Whenever he's on the straight, he's reaching up to try and close it, but he can't get it closed enough for it to seal the door. That is hot. It's gone now. It's gone.
Working away at the wheel. Oh, comes up over the bump. Looks to the inside line on Kevin Hansen. Goes deep on the brakes. Just misses the waypoint. Just misses the Veloce. But can she win the title for them? 7 seconds for car number 23. So that gap has to be 7 seconds now between P3 and P4. If it's any less than that, X44 will take the championship.
So it's the win for Abt Cooper in second place. Who's it's going to be? It's going to be the McLaren coming through. Oh, it looks so tight between Andretti United, but the champions will be X44 with a 7.
Use their Noah Hyperdrive, just RXR haven't. On the inside, it's the Hansen and Sanz is going around the outside of the McLaren. It's Timmy Hansen going out there then first of all. He's got a good shot in the Andretti, then they go up the hill, so it's Andretti leading the way, and then it's Axiona Sainz. RXR have used their Renault Hyperdrive, now going up the hill to get...
First time we've seen something like that today. Brilliant move from Matthias Ekstrom, but I tell you what, well done Gray Ledbetter to make a man of that class hang on that long. He really had to work for it.
A win for McLaren on the cards as they come around the final turn. And through the finishing line, it is Ekstrom, a birthday present for him, 12 points, and the...
Far to go now, and they're into the final. They've got a shot at the big trophy.
Yeah, brilliant recovery drive from this team. They've worked hard on that car all weekend. They've had to. They had a broken wheel last time out and couldn't finish the race. limped at home but got lapped. And now redemption for them as they come through towards the finishing line. It's Genesis Andretti United.
On the way through, Fraser McConnell on the inside, gets squeezed out, backward off, onto the outside, up on two wheels, he's in the ditch. Game over for them almost at the start. Can he drag it out? He can. Andreas backwards, got to try and pull that car back on. Carnage.
What damage is there though to that hand?